guys, Zack here, and welcome back to the Exit the Game, the Missing Hollywood Star Advent Calendar unboxing thing. We're on the final day of it. Yesterday we did a puzzle which enabled us to find door 24. Yeah, not the code to get 24, to get open 24. Find door 24. Because that's how that worked last year, and I was it was interesting because I expected it to be the exact same way again. Turns out I was right, but now we are getting into the final story, and I'm curious where they're going to go with it because I'm not they showed us where door 24 is. I'm assuming they're not going to do something with it that is going to keep us from actually opening it. So we're going to go into door 24. That'll be interesting. But in any case, in true Truman style, you break through the back wall of the set and find yourself in yet another dark corridor. At then you vaguely recognize a heavy red curtain, but before you can reach it, a man dressed in black with glasses and a beige beret emerges from the darkness towards you. "Terrific, we've got everything in the can," he calls out to you. "The scene turned out great." "Excuse me," you ask, for further confused. "Were you filming?" He looks at you with amusement. "Why, well, hello. Are you telling me you didn't notice all the micro cameras on the set ceilings? You're welcome to go back and take a look." He smiles at you, pats you on the shoulder, and says, "Fantastic achievement, really. You totally earned your reward. But you have to find it yourself. There will be your last task for today, I promise." You stare at the man, perplexed. "Don't worry," he says. "As soon as you get back, we'll explain everything to you. But first, get your award. Come back when you have found it. I need to prepare a few things in the meantime." "Oh yes, it shouldn't be too difficult. Here's a little tip. This was a hilarious moment. It was the 6th scene recorded by our special cameras. There you stood with both feet in your award the whole time without suspecting even a tiny bit. Totally fabulous." With these words, the man spins on his heels and walks away laughing to himself. "Start looking for your award now. You can only open door 24 when you have found it." Okay, so it's... Well, so that seems pretty simple. So I have been noticing this. I've noticed this, but this little symbol there's been a hidden that explains what those are. Apparently there's been hidden cameras the entire time, and also apparently they've been filming the entire time. I'm gonna need to find that, but that should be easy enough, because all I need to do is look at all the different doors and count. So, they said doors the number... Oh. Okay, not there. Alright, that should be easy enough. Should be obvious. Okay, door number 3 is 1. So I just gotta count all the way back. So 4. Four is 2. 5 is 3. 6 doesn't have one. 7 is 4. Oh, hello. 8 is 5. 9 is 6. Oh! Okay. So, they said under my feet? Aha! Okay. Here's your award. Now open door 24. Okay. So, to clarify what I just found, they gave me a magnet. They gave me a magnet as a reward for completing all 24 days. Well, I'm assuming. I gotta open door 24 yet, so I'm not quite there yet. Aha! With the award under your arm, you enter the 24th room. Blinding lights and thunderous applause await you. What is going on here? Now read the conclusion in the storybook. Okay, so there's an awards ceremony. I don't know how well I can show this, but there is indeed an awards ceremony. I don't think I cut this correctly, but there is indeed an awards ceremony in the back of the thing, in the door. That's all they showed me as a scene. I was curious what was going to be in door 24, and now I have that confirmed for me. It is indeed a special scene. Okay, but they gave me a magnet, so now we can finish the story for door 24, for day 24. So we can read the conclusion of the story in our storybook, and that should be the end of it. Conclusion. You widen your eyes in surprise, gasping at the fully occupied rows of velvet chairs. On the opposite side of the hall is a stage framed by two imposing golden statues. Two stunning older ladies who look eerily similar stand out in front of a microphone. As they see you, they break out in huge smiles. One of the two calls over the rows of spectators. Ah, here comes our long-awaited guest, our most precious discovery. Come on, come join us on the stage. It's time for your moment in the spotlight. As she speaks, everyone in the audience turns to you. Many pull out their mobile phones to take photos of you. Yet again, you wonder if there's a mix-up here. You've got to figure this out now. You step forward dazed. The moment you get to the two ladies, the better you can see their faces. Wait a moment, one of them is the silver-haired woman from the lighting department, the kidnapped leading lady. You have finally found her. Relief flooded through you as you rush to her on stage. Are you okay? You ask worried. Oh, darling, I've never felt better, the lady chirped happily and turned to the second lady. We're doing great, aren't we, Louise? Excellent, Thelma, confirms the addressee. Then she looks at you. You did a wonderful job. We had high expectations, but you've surpassed them by far. You looked at her in amazement and asked, and you are? The crowd laughs in disbelief. The lady looks deliciously amused. One of them performs a little balances with a beaming smile. We are Thelma and Louise Warner, better known as the Warner sisters. We own these humble halls. Ah, okay. That's a bit of an explanation now. Your jaw drops and you're blushed with embarrassment, but the Warner sisters don't seem to be annoyed with you for not recognizing them right away. Louise claps her hands enthusiastically. This is what makes you this is what makes you great. This naturalness, this independence of spirits. Big cinema draws. Huge! You don't understand what's going on here. Neither of these ladies act as if they've been exposed to any sort of danger in the last few hours. But, you stammer, looking at Thelma. But you are being held captive and threatened by nameling Lewis, the crowd laughs. You must have misunderstood something, honey. Thelma enlightens you, then he hesitates. Oh, I understand. You may have thought I was talking about Lewis when I was actually talking about my twin sister Louise. But I assure you, at no point did she hold me captive or threaten me. She giggles. Louise affirms, not at all. No, not at all. Thelma and I weren't entirely in agreement about the extent to which we should intervene in the plot of the film. I just thought it best to just leave you to it. I wanted to provide an exciting initial scenario and then relax and see where you went with it. With your creativity and your ability to express yourself as an actor, I was not sure you would conjure up something extraordinary. The more we left you to your own devices, the better. I, on the other hand, Thelma now interrupts, had a strong urge to help you here and there. After all, it's your debut. That's why I was in the lighting department and later spoke to you over the speaker. But I tried to keep both things a secret from Louise because she was firmly against it. Louise giggles. In the end, it was a mix of both that made it so special. Both ladies seemed very satisfied. The result is just great. You look from one another and back again. But the Christmas movie, this is all so confusing. If you are not the main character of the film, then who? The ladies are now laughing expertly. Then Thelma grabs your arm, visibly moving. You are our main character, sweetie. Suddenly solemn, she turns to the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, applaud for the new Hollywood star. The jubilation in the hall that follows these words is overwhelming. After the crowd applauds, you extensively and countless photos of you and the Warner sisters are taken. The stage slowly fills up with people from the audience. They are staff who worked on the Christmas film, sound engineers, camera operators, set builders, prop managers. They all pat you on the back enthusiastically and congratulate you. The man in the beret heads towards you and hugs you warmly. You learn that he is the director of the film. Man, am I glad you decided to take the red pill, he says. Otherwise, I would have only gotten half the fee. Much later, when the party on stage was well underway, the Warner sisters take you aside and tell you the rest of the story over a cool drink. Months ago, we developed an innovative film concept in which the main character themselves largely determines the plot and is filmed by hidden cameras without being aware of it. The protagonist was sought and, after a special casting call, you were chosen. Of course, they couldn't tell you about it. They would have ruined everything. You vaguely remember signing a bunch of papers after the audition then including, among other things, a declaration of consent to participate in an experimental project. Little did you know. It's going to be a long night of partying, the best of your life. You can hardly believe that your personal Christmas miracle came true, and that you have actually made your breakthrough in Hollywood. You have waited so long for this. In the early hours of the morning, you leave the party overwhelmed with joy. At the door, you turn around and wave to the film crew. Good night, and in case we don't see each other again, good morning, good day, and good evening, and Merry Christmas. And that's the end of the story. So, to clarify, I got a magnet that I can now stick on my fridge as a prize for completing the story. So that's fun. I can stick this on my fridge or wherever, but obviously that's not where it's going to end, because we do in fact have that alternate ending that we needed to do. So while that is the main ending of the story, that is, I do want to explore every avenue of it. So we got to go into day 12 and go and get this final pillbox out. The blue pill doesn't look at all that threatening. You swallow without further ado. Turn the help book over and open the back cover. Read page 57. So we're in page 57 now. We are going to go to page 57 now. So the story. So the true happy ending is, of course, but they do admit that you should have taken the red pill, or otherwise bad things would happen. I'm going to go and do that. So if we can find the help book, or we're consulting the help book one final time. So this is the end. Okay, so in any case, you toss and turn endlessly in your bed, and finally wake up from a crazy dream that you can only vaguely remember. It had something to do with with movie sets. You had to find someone who was needed your help. Totally bizarre. Apparently you slept very late, because today is Christmas Eve. To get in the mood, you go to the cinema and watch the new Christmas blockbuster. However, it's kind of boring and bland. Nothing really appeals to you. The main character seems strangely uninspiring. Oh well. Oh, you don't need to open the remaining doors anymore. It's already Christmas. You can just throw away the rest of this stuff. All the best and happy holidays. Or to take the red pill from your spouse's table and swallow it anyway. Okay, so regardless of whether or not you did it, you were eventually going to go. Okay, so the idea is that eventually you would be taking the red pill. You would be forced to go on through the rest of the story, which makes sense. It's an advent calendar. You're kind of expected to finish it, which makes a whole lot of sense. So that is indeed the ending of the story. And now I've got a magnet. I should probably show off the magnet a little better. So yeah, it's literally an award with the little exit logo on the bottom, which I find kind of pretty fun. Obviously it's based off of the Oscars, but they can't use the actual Oscar, so they made their own design for it. It's actually based on Santa Claus, I think. If I'm looking closely, it is indeed. I think it is indeed based on Santa. So that's pretty fun. No, wait, no, hold on. I think it's partially based on Santa, but it's also based on our guy, because he's holding a bunch of pizza boxes. I think it's based on our protagonist a little bit as well. So I think this is what the protagonist sort of looks like. Probably. I have no idea. I don't know, but that's pretty interesting. But yeah, that's going to do it for this advent calendar. Overall, a lot of fun. Obviously, this... So, overall final thoughts on the advent calendar. I liked a lot of the puzzles. However, I will admit that some of them were not very intuitive, and I hope they fix some of that for next year, because some of them were not well explained. Like, there was a couple where I very much got stuck because I didn't fully understand what we were doing. Then I figured it out, and I was like, oh, that's not bad, and then I was able to solve a lot of them a lot easier as a result. Some of them, however, did not go as smoothly. I will openly admit that, as later in the advent calendar, I definitely got stuck on a couple that weren't the puzzles for which weren't particularly well explained or very intuitive. Like, I did eventually figure out how to solve a lot of the puzzles later. Some of them were not. Like, for example, I got stuck on the window one, because while the window is pretty easy to figure out, it's not well explained what you're supposed to do after you figure it out. That's the main issue. And there were a couple like that. That I didn't fully understand, but were pretty fun. But overall, I do highly recommend this advent calendar. Obviously, I've just spoiled the entire thing. It is a story-based advent calendar, so if you like a story-based advent calendar, it's fun. And and obviously, this is not the first one of these that I've done. If you didn't see my previous one of these, I did one last year for Christmas, which are pretty fun. But yeah. Yeah, the storybook is done. But in any case, the storybook's done. I've taken all the pages out of it, so now it's just a wimpy little cover and some of the story related stuff, and that's it. But that was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed watching these, but that was pretty fun. I'll openly admit that. These are fun. I actually do have a couple more exit-related things that I want to do. As far as I know, there's one they made that I can play with single player. There's a couple of video games as well. So I will absolutely do more exit content rather than just doing the 1 a year thing that I've been doing. I will absolutely come back to this series soon. Definitely soon. As I said, I had a lot of oddball projects. Not all of them got finished, unfortunately, before the end of the year, but you can absolutely check all of those out. But yeah, we're going to continue onward with that, so I hope you guys are looking forward to that. But yeah, that's going to do it. That is indeed going to do it for today's episode and this series. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like the video, subscribe for more so you don't miss stuff from me, and leave a comment because I like hearing from you. Also, be sure to go and check out my Patreon. It helps fund future projects like this one, so if you want to absolutely go and support me, by all means, go check that out. Link is down in the description. I would appreciate if you were to go do that. Be sure to go and check out my Twitch. We stream Saturdays and Sundays, or at least I will when I'm able to stream again. So definitely go check that out. I would appreciate if you were to go do that, especially since following me over there helps me get close to full time. So I would appreciate if you were to go do that anyway. Be sure to also check out my Discord. We hang out over there. We also have we do watch-alongs over there. We also have a Minecraft server over there, which is accessible via the link in the channel that I've dedicated to it. So please go check that out. I would appreciate that. There's a voice channel. It says the Minecraft server's name on it. Please go check that out. I'm also currently probably not going to get this done before the end of the year, but I am currently looking into more add-ons and stuff to add to the game as well, so that you guys can have a more interesting and varied experience. Because there's a lot of fun stuff on the in the workshop and all that other stuff that I like in the marketplace. That I like what a lot of people do with the marketplace. Some I don't particularly care for, but I like a lot of the stuff that people are creating on the marketplace. So I'm going to continue experimenting with that, adding new stuff to it, and I hope more people will go and hang out over there. That would be fun. And of course, also be sure to go and check out the video's linked in the end screen as well. The top video is the most recent video. It may or may not be this video. Whereas the bottom video is the video recommended to you based on what you've already seen from me. So if you want to try something new or see more of what you like, then I recommend checking both of those videos out. And of course, be sure to check out my Blue Sky. I also have a Twitter, but I don't recommend going on Twitter because it's owned by Elon Musk. He's been doing since he bought it a lot of really stupid things with it. So I don't recommend, and also some borderline dangerous stuff as well. So I don't recommend being on Twitter. Like if you're on Twitter, I recommend moving. If not, if you don't feel like moving, then that's fine too. But I do recommend moving because there's a lot of dangerous things on Twitter that I don't recommend doing, such as not being able to block people who you're supposed to be able to block. I don't recommend being on there because of that. But yeah, go check that. But in case, go check out my Blue Sky. Because Blue Sky is a lot nicer. It's a lot better for your mental health because it doesn't feel like, the algorithm is punishing you for being a decent human being. So please go check that out. Link is, again, down in the description. I mostly use it to post links to my YouTube channel, post announcement tweets and other things. So I recommend going to check those out because the YouTube sub boxes are not reliable. I recommend going there because the YouTube sub boxes are not reliable, whereas I am a little bit more reliable. But in any case, thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.